Now moving on to the next module, which is module 4 for standpipe system design. It should be based on NFPA 14s, and we discuss a lot in our fire protection 1 regarding the standpipe system. So now we'll be going directly to the design parts. So we have some definitions, right? And the first one is the high-rise building. If the building height is more than 75 feet or 23 meters above the lowest level of fire department access, we call it high-rise building. A hose station is a combination of hose rack, reel, nozzle, and connections, right? Standpipe, the system piping that deliver the water supply for hose connection and for sprinklers on combined system, vertically from floor to floor. And the combined system is the one which is the combination of the standpipe plus the automatic sprinkler system. So what kind of the building need standpipe system, right? In general, there are only three conditions or three types of the building that needs standpipe system. The first one that are the large building. The size of the building is so large, like a big commercial complex or big shopping malls, or maybe a very tall building like whose height is more than recommended one, something like the Kingdom Tower and all the tall buildings. And the last one is some building is deep down, even some building is down into the underground level, into deep, and we need standpipe system for that application too. So how do firefighter use standpipe system, right? Firefighters use standpipe system to help them conserve energy and time during a fire. If there is a standpipe system installed in the building, the firefighter teams have to just come to the site and use their hose into those connections and then fighting the fire. It will minimize the time for laying the pipe all the way from the outside hydrant and going to the stairs. Time and energy will be minimized into that one. This is the requirement for the standpipe system class 3 as per IBC 905.351 as per International Building Code. If the floor level of highest story is more than 30 feet above the lowest level of fire department vehicle access, or 30 feet below the lowest level of uh, firefighting trucks, we need the standby system in that one. If you can see this side, right, or you can see this side, they have to go deep down from their level of standing of those trucks. So as for IBC 905.31, we have 30 feet deep highest or the deep inside the ground level we need standpipe system. And now regarding the requirement of standpipe system, a building that has assembly occupancy with and occupant leading load exceeding 1,000. Right? So if there are more than 1,000 persons present in some assembly occupancies, we need standpipe system there. And in building that are unsprinklered, there is no sprinkler system, or it is partially sprinklers, half sprinkler and half there is no sprinkler system. And all the stages that are greater than 100,000 square feet in area are required to have class 3 standpipe system installed in those areas. And building that contains a space greater than 1,000 square feet need class 1 as per IBC. Underground buildings need standpipe system. Building with helipads, helistops, and heliports need standpipe system, and marine and boat yards area. All those national building code or other building code like a Saudi building code, we can say, or let's say international fire codes, or maybe some local jurisdiction have their own requirement. So the requirement comes from the building code, not from the NFPA 14s, because NFPA 14s talk about only how to install the system, how to design and install the system. But those requirements will come from other life safety code for the requirement of the project. Classification of standpipe system, we have class 1, class 2, and class 3 standpipe system. We'll go one by one. We discussed this one in the beginning also, so we are just going in short so that we'll have a quick review for that. Class 1 standpipe system is mainly for the fire department team. The connection is 2.5 inch and there is a hose supply into that one. A standpipe system is only 2.5 inch hose connection to supply water to use by fire department team. There is just this connection. And they will put their hose into this connection and go to different parts of the building to fight the fire from the staircase, right? So this is the class 1 standpipe system. It is only limited to this one is only limited to fire department team. None other than those can use this one, because at 2.5 inch flow, a higher flow will be there at higher pressure, 100 psi. The high pressure cannot be handled by untrained person. Maybe 1 or 2% need at that time to make sure fighting the fire safely.
Mr. Rafi,
Yeah.
back please to the slide.
Yeah.
This for supply 2 inch, huh?
2.5 inch for the fire department connection.
Yeah, not 1.5, huh?
No, not 1.5. This is only 2.5.
Yeah, water supply only.
Yeah, this is for only water supply. They will just connect their hose, connect their hose. Fire department come with the hose and they will connect and then fight the fire.
Okay.
And then we have a class 2 system, which is only for 40 connection or 1.5 inch connection. Uh, and this is used primarily for by trained personnel or by the fire department during initial response. Trained person in the sense, suppose there is a healthcare occupancies, they have their own fire watch or someone who is handling this kind of work. So someone having training to operate the fire hose cabinet, he can work effectively. The trained one, not the normal occupant, can use this one. So the connection is a 40 and we have the hose, ready-made hose connected. Just we have to open. We have to open the landing valve from here, the valve from here, and just take this one to the fire area and fight the fire. Class 3 is the combination of class 1 and class 2. We have a class 2 system, 1.5 inch, along with all the hose connection ready-made. Just take it and go to the fire area and fight the fire by a trained person into the facilities, maybe the fire watch or maybe the someone who is having basic training to work for 1.5 inch. And here in the left, we can see there is a 2.5 inch connection, which is for fire department team. So class 3 is the combination of class 1 and class 2. It will be used by fire department team with their hoses and should be used by the building personnel by the trained one with this ready-made attached assembly. Now moving on to the design requirement, right? Standpipe number and connection. How much number we need and what is the connection requirement? As per NFPA 14 section 5.4 and section 5.5. Separate standpipe shall be provided in each required exit stairway. So if there is a multiple number of stairways, because we never knows fire is in which area there is a fire and from which side the fire department team will go. So we have to find the separate standpipe system for all. Where two or more standpipe are installed in the same building or section of those buildings, They shall be interconnected at the bottom. So it is connected by one line from the fire pumps, or they are connected by one line from the outside fire department connection, so that at the same time water will be going into all the connection, and the fire department team can take water from any connection inside the building to fight the fire. And where standpipe are supplied by the tank located at the top of the building. Maybe sometime in the high-rise building they use tank at the top of the building. In those conditions, it should be connected at the top of the building and supplying water to all the standpipe system. In this case, we need a check valve to avoid the back prevention of the circulation. Regarding the pipe sizing, as per NFPA 14 section 5.6 talk about, pipe can be sized by hydraulic calculation or according to pipe schedule sizing, right? So we have the option of the hydraulic calculation and the schedule method, but software, we are mainly going with the hydraulic calculation software. Class 1 and class 3 standpipe system shall be at least 4 inch in size, not less than that. Because in class 1 we have 2.5 inch connections, right? So we need higher flow, maybe from 2 we can take 500 GPM. So for that one we need at least 4 inch size, 4 inch minimum for class 1 and class 3 standpipe system. Now the standpipe that are parts of combined system. Now combined system is just only one riser coming from the bottom of the building with the fire pumps, and each level they are connected to the sprinkler system also, and same they are using for the fire department team also, right? So those risers should be at least 6 inch in size minimum. And there is some exception, right? If the building is fully sprinklers with a combined standpipe system and is hydraulically calculated, the minimum standpipe size is 4 inch. Now coming to the pressure requirement, right? What is the pressure we need at the most remote location as for NFPA 14 section 7.2? The minimum pressure at any point in the system at any time shall not exceed 24 bars, right? Now we for the normal water-based fire protection system, we are talking about only 175 psi or 12 bar. But since we discussed that except standpipe system, which need maybe higher pressure at the top of the building, we can go up to 350 psi. The minimum residual pressure at the hydraulically most remote area for 2.5 inch connection should be 100 psi, and for 1.5 inch connection should be 65 psi. And we have two exceptions for the 100 psi. We have two exceptions: exception number 1 and exception number 2. Exception number 1 says that where the ASJ authorities having jurisdiction, the owner of the building or maybe the civil defense team, especially the civil defense team, they permit the pressure lower than 100 psi in 2.5 inch connection based on suppression tactics. Means how the firefighting team will suppress the fire based on their tactics. The pressure shall be permitted to reduce but not less than 65 psi. So 65 psi is the bottom line for 2.5 inch connection approved by the authorities having jurisdiction. Exception number 2 is that in other than high-rise building, the authority having jurisdiction shall be allowed to reduce the minimum pressure requirement of this section if the building is protected throughout by an approved automatic sprinkler system. So if the building is approved by, if the building is fully sprinkler by sprinkler system, we might go below that one. But in any case, we cannot go below 65 psi, which is the bottom line, getting the effective discharge for our fire protection hose connections. Here we have a table from fire protection handbook, right? So 1.5 inch we need 65 psi, 1.5 to 2.5 inch we need 100 psi, and sprinkler system connection we need, as for NFPA 13, because for the combined sprinkler system, we have to calculate as for NFPA 13, where what is the requirement for the sprinkler system. If 100 psi is, if the pressure goes more than 100 psi into 1.5 inch connection, we need a pressure regulating device just to regulate the pressure. And for 1.5 to 2.5 inch, if it is going more than 175 psi, which is most common in high-rise building, we need a pressure regulation for that one. And same for the sprinkler system also, we need a regulators. Now coming to the flow rates, right? Design requirement under flow rates for section 7.10 of NFPA 14. For class 1 and class 3 system, the minimum flow rate for the hydraulically must remote standpipe shall be 500 GPM. So if mainly they are talking about 2.5 inch connection, if that is 2.5 inch connection, the minimum flow rate shall be 500 GPM at the most remote location. The second one, where a horizontal standpipe on class 1 or class 3 system supplies 3 or more hose connection on any floor, right? The minimum flow rate for that hydraulically must demanding horizontal standpipe shall be 750 GPM. What they are mainly talking about the horizontal standpipe system, if the standpipe system going like this from one stairs and under the same building, it goes like this and is served the same floor, right? So at this floor we have two connection of 1.5 inch, and if there is one extra connection, we have to consider that one also in our hydraulic calculation, because what they are worrying about, the fire department team might use all those three hose connection at one time and producing 750 GPM. So we must need that much pressure at those floors. This is the requirement of the horizontal standpipe system on a single floor, right? Any single particular floor. Now, the minimum flow rate for additional standpipe shall be 250 GPM per standpipe for the building with floor area not exceeding 80,000 square feet, right? So if the floor area is not exceeding 80,000 square feet, the minimum flow rate is 250 GPM. If it is higher than that, then it will go higher than that. And for the building which exceed 80,000 square feet, right, per floor, talking about the one floor one, right, 80,000 square feet per floor, the minimum flow rate for the additional standpipe shall be 500 GPM, right? So if you go more than that, we need 500 GPM for the second standpipe and 250 GPM for the third standpipe if the additional flow is required for an unsprinkled building. Coming to the last one, right, the maximum flow rate shall be 100 GPM for building that are sprinkled throughout in accordance with NFPA 13, and 1250 GPM for building that are not unsprinkled throughout in accordance with NFPA requirement. So in any building, we don't need any building we don't need more than 1,250 GPM, more than 1,250 GPM requirement for the standpipe system. If the building, despite of the floor area of the building, because multiplying 250 times 250 and to 250, we have 5 connection on a in a building, that is more than enough to fight a fire in one area, right? So 1,250 GPM is the maximum limit for not non-sprinkler building, and 1,000 GPM for the building which is sprinkler by the sprinkler system. Then we are moving on to the hydraulic calculation procedures as per NFPA 14 section 7.10.1.2. For each hose connection, we need 250 GPM, right? At the most remote locations for class 1 and class 3 standpipe system, we have to consider 500 GPM, and for each additional we need 250 GPM, right? But in any case, the maximum flow shall not be more than 1250 GPM in unsprinklered building, and not to be more than that one, right? So the total flow shall not exceed 1250 GPM. And the pressure that the must remote hose connection is 100 psi or 60 psi if approved by civil defense team. And the 5 size shall be fixed based on the hydraulic calculation. Now understanding those requirements from this figure, right? This is our must remote location, which is we need 250 GPM for one, which is 500 GPM for two, and this is one additional, right? So 500 plus 250, we have 750, right? Suppose there is one more risers plus 250 again, and there is one more risers plus 250 again. So 250 times 3 plus 500 means we are getting 1250 GPM. So for any building, the capacity of standpipe system shall not be more than 1250 GPM flow despite the number of stairs. Maybe they have 4 stairs or 5 stairs or maybe 7 or 8 stairs for the large building. 1250 is the maximum requirement because it is more than enough to fight the fire in any single area. We can use five standpipe system to fight the fire. Yes, you guys are there, right?
Yes, Mr. Ravi.
Okay. And for class 2 system, for the class 2 system, right, we need 100 GPM at 65 psi in hydraulic must remote area. So for class 1, class 2, we need only 100 GPM at 65 psi because this is only 1.5 inch connection and shall be used by the trained person at the plant, sorry, at the company, so that we don't need a higher pressure as much as 100 psi, or we don't need higher flow. And common supply piping serving multiple standpipes shall be calculated and sized to provide 100 GPM maximum of 3 inch. So we need 3 inch pipe if there is only one connection to those building 1.5 inch. Now we have combined system. Combined system means that the same riser is going to each floor, and the riser is protecting the sprinkler system also, and the same riser is protecting the standpipe system also, right? So in the system is throughout automatic sprinkler system and hose system, hydraulic calculation shall be done for both systems separately. We have to do hydraulic calculation for the sprinkler system in based on hydraulic design area, and we have to make sure about the demand of the standpipe system. Now we have to compare this together, right? That which area we are getting maximum demand and maximum pressure. Maybe sprinkler system will take maximum demand, the pressure is less. Standpipe system need maximum less demand, but the pressure is high. So all those things we have to combine together, and we have to consider the highest demand based on the pressure and flow. For a combined system in a building equipped with partial automatic sprinkler protection, the pre-mentioned flow shall be increased by an amount equal to hydraulically calculated sprinkler system demand, or 150 GPM for light and 500 GPM for ordinary hazard occupancies. And this is a similar schematic of a combined system, right? We have a riser and we have a standpipe connections, and this is going to the sprinkler system, right? Along with the pressure gauge, check valve, water flow switch, and also if your system is getting activated, the flow switch will give a signal regarding the exact flow number and the flow requirement in those area, and it will activate the alarm. And we have a check valve for one directional flow, and indicating type floor control valve. Mostly it will be around a butterfly valve, the supervised one. Now we have a system layout method, right? The first method is the actual length method. We call it the actual length method. Is used only for 40 mm hose connection on class 2 or class 3 system, not for class system which is 1.5 inch, right? So in the actual length, a maximum distance of 130 feet, consisting of 100 feet of the flexible hose length and 9 meter of the straight line nozzle trajectory, right, for 1.5 inch connections. What this is talking about only, they are talking about the distance actual length. Suppose this is your fire hose cabinet, right? A fire hose station or cabinet, and there is a fire which is the most remote location from this point. This one is the most remote, right? Because they have to come all the way from this side, go to this door, and all from this door they have to come. So we have to measure the complete length like this. And in any case, the maximum length shall not be up to this location. It shall not be less than 100 feet, and sorry, not less than 100 feet, and plus this nozzle connection, because we know when there is a force and pressure from this nozzle, it will go additional 9 meter because of that force. So it will be enough to uh, cover the area, this area fire. You got the point?
Rafi,
Yeah,
in the shortly, you want the hose 30 feet, huh?
yeah.
Like
It's no,
this is the shortly.
no. This is not the shortly. What I'm talking, the length of the hose is 100 feet, right? It normally come in 30.5 meter or 100 feet.
Yes.
And then due to the pressure of water, the force and pressure, the water will travel all the way up to this location, to the fire area. We can additional add 30 feet into that. So you have to place our hose cabinet in such a way that no hose shall be cover more than 130 feet. So between 130 feet, we have to put one hose, right? If it is going more than that, we have to put two hose, number of hoses. The second method we have the second method we have the exit location, which is used for 2.5 inch and maybe on class 1 and class 3 system. I think it's